There we are. We're live. Good
Excellent.
morning. So, girl, please tell me where you're located and what you do.
I am in Montreal, Quebec, so very cold and snowy right now. And yeah, it's okay. Spring is coming soon.
Yes.
I'm a holistic health and baking coach. So yeah, I help women to improve their health without ever having to lose their favorite foods, so that they can gain more focus, productivity, and all the great stuff that comes with having amazing health.
Awesome. Okay, guys. So we are with Emileigh. And okay, so in your Facebook, in your DMs on your profile, it's Emileigh.
Yeah.
Is it broken out? So is it Emileigh or is it Emileigh?
It's Emileigh. I just split up my first name for Facebook. I found that people have a hard time figuring out how to pronounce my name. So I thought that if I kind of just split it up for online purposes, it would make things a little bit easier.
Got it. Yeah, see, my little one's name is Marley, and it's spelled with A-I-G-H at the end. So I guess that's why I have a
you got the
understanding. Yes. Okay. So holistic health coach and baking coach.
Yeah. So
Okay.
all incredibly super healthy desserts that I've developed. So I use like entirely clean ingredients to give you pretty much the same results as you would. So you can have like muffins, cupcakes, cakes, cookies, whatever it is that you love. But by using super clean ingredients, it's still promoting your health and doesn't give you that same bogged down feeling. You don't get that afternoon crash that's going to prevent you from on your work day or needing a nap, things like that.
So biscuits.
Yep. Oh yeah. Anything.
I'm not a sweets girl. I'm a savory girl.
Okay.
And, my husband was talking to me about biscuits this morning because I'm actually trying really hard to watch my weight and not watch it grow, right?
For sure.
Watch it come down just a little bit. So he was talking to me about biscuits today. And have you heard of Trim Healthy Mama?
I don't know Trim Healthy Mama, no.
Okay. It's actually really amazing because it's a nice little balance of keto-ish.
Okay.
And then just healthy whole foods.
Okay.
So it's a nice look because I've done it all, girl. Yeah. I mean, I've been battling my weight since I was in 4th grade. No, it's okay. It's life. It's genetics.
Yeah.
It works. Right?
Oh, there's so many things that contribute to it.
Yeah. So I have done it all, but this is just like the most amazing combination because basically you if you eat keto-ish, that's one meal, like, and then you can't switch gears until 3 hours later. So you have to stop there, and then 3 hours later you could switch to the carb, low fat, health, that.
Okay.
Anyway, it's interesting. Look it up.
Yeah, I'll definitely look it up. It sounds interesting.
It is.
And by adding the extra carb meals in there, it could help dissuade all the negative side effects of the ketogenic diet.
Yes.
Because that diet has a lot of interesting things that go on in the body that I'm not usually a huge fan of, just because, it was created for epileptics. So if someone has a concussion or seizures, amazing, then that might be for you. But for me, it's not really ideal. So
yeah. For me, it's not ideal either. I have heart disease.
Okay, definitely not ideal.
Mac truck heart disease.
Definitely not ideal.
No. So no, the ketogenic diet is not for me. But this way, at least I feel like there's a somewhat of a balance, and I don't.
Yeah. No, that's great. But if you're finding it's working for you, then that's amazing.
Yeah. Hi, Cyan. Cyan, let me know if that's the right way to say that. Thanks for joining us this morning. Okay, so again, I'm going to repeat again. Holistic health coach.
Yes.
Baking coach.
Yeah, healthy baking coach. Yep.
Just fascinating. I bet that draws attention. So is that on your profile? Does it say holistic health and baking coach on your profile?
Yeah, it does.
I bet that draws attention.
It definitely piques a little bit of interest for sure.
Very good. Okay, so Tell me how you got started in that.
Well, I got started in my background is actually originally in cooking. So I started cooking in restaurants, and all of the stress of it, and the less than healthy foods that go into cooking restaurant meals were causing my health to kind of falter. So I was exhausted, really had no energy, had digestive issues, everything that was kind of impacting my ability to do my job properly. So on a whim, I kind of decided to study nutrition online it was really for shits and giggles and to see if I could kind of help my own health. And through it, I managed to not only gain lots of energy and more focus, but I also managed to prevent my own barometric migraines, which was something that was plaguing me since I was a tiny little kid.
Wow.
And
okay.
yeah, so something I did not realize I could do with food. But for me, it was food triggers and nutrient deficiencies that were causing my migraines, and that were being spurred on by thunderstorms, air pressure, things like that. So as soon as I realized that I could get this amazing benefit along with the energy, mental clarity, focus, and all of those other amazing things, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to find a way to help others with this.
No doubt, because I mean, food is actually a drug. Like
it is.
Really, it is a drug. So people use it to increase their mood.
Mm-hmm.
Guilty. But it also is very good because if you know what you're sensitive to and you know what your body is sensitive to and you can adjust that, it makes like worlds of difference. My heart rate, just my heart rate. Now I have an Aura ring.
Okay, yeah.
I have my Apple Watch. Everything because of my health issues.
Mm-hmm.
But my heart rate, depending on what if I eat too much dairy, my heart rate stays high, right?
Yeah.
If I drink a glass of wine,
spike.
Yeah. So food really is a drug. And if you learn what those sensitivities are, you can make a hugest difference in your life and how you feel, right?
It can make such a huge difference. But one thing that I was really struggling with was because I'm such a foodie, I didn't want to lose my favorite foods. I was like, I know the benefit. I see it. I love the results. But
yes.
I love food.
Girl, I am okay. So my ex-husband worked with a gourmet foods company. So it was a distribution company, and they did a lot of cheeses.
Oh.
So I have this thing about cheese. I mean, automatically, because my refrigerator is always full of the fanciest, wonderful cheese. And so knowing that I have that dairy sensitivity,
Yeah. It's rough.
It's not nice at all.
It's not.
I really wish that I hadn't discovered that, or maybe I do.
Oh, I feel you. One of my big sensitivities is gluten, and I love bread. Like bread is, well, breads, cakes, cookies, like everything.
Yes. Yep.
That is. So I feel you.
Yep. So I'm sure based on what you're saying that all your research helped you figure out how to bake all those things you love.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly.
Out that implication. Yep.
Yeah. No. So basically, I kind of put the knowledge that I gained from studying holistic nutrition with my previous culinary knowledge to develop a whole bunch of recipes that I could still use to satisfy all my cravings, yet still keep up with my health improvements. So that I didn't actually have to lose anything. Yes, there are tweaks, of course, but I mean.
Yeah. Well, what about the people, though, who don't like to cook?
That is a little bit of a tougher one. I do definitely strongly suggest that people find ways to cook, but for them, I like to combine it with some of their favorite activities. So for me, like I use my struggle with working out. I love the feeling afterwards, but I hate doing it. Yeah. So what I've taken to doing is playing like a really terrible TV show, like a soapy TV show that I wouldn't necessarily feel great about watching any other time of day. Because things going to mush, but I still love it anyway. Things like, Gilmore Girls or Desperate Housewives or whatever.
Yes, the trash, right?
So I'll watch those while I'm working out. So I recommend to people, while you're cooking, add an activity that you absolutely love, whether it's watching a TV show, whether it's listening to your favorite music, something that you would consider potentially being unproductive and you would feel guilty about doing, and you combine the two activities.
That's such a simple concept, but so profound, actually. And like, okay, so I was just thinking, I love to dance and I love to just crank up the music. And I'm like, I could actually dance around in the kitchen while I made something that was
For
healthy.
sure.
But see, my situation is a little bit different. I have a husband who was a chef. So I literally, all I have to do is say, hey, can you make this for me, please?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know. It works really nice. This morning I got up and he actually was sitting at his desk, which is in the kitchen. And I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm trying to research breakfasts for you because I know what you're eating." And I'm like, "Oh,
that is the sweetest thing.
I know. I'm like stupid blessed, but with your health, so I deserve it."
You do deserve it, for sure. That is amazing that he wants to do that for you. That's so nice.
Yeah, it is wonderful. It is wonderful. But okay, so I'm rambling today because it's an exciting day for me.
Nice. Exciting for me too. I'm so happy that you're having me on here. So
yeah, no, I'll have to get back to you. Sorry. Okay, so how long have you been doing this?
I graduated about 4 or 5 years ago, but directly following my graduation, I started working as a personal chef to a type 1 diabetic celiac. So it's for him that I was doing a lot of my recipe developing and all this great creation. So I was practicing on him for a couple of years before I actually got into more private coaching.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How was that gig like?
It was incredible. I got so lucky with him. I know that some people as personal chefs run into issues with their clients being overly picky or not nice to be around necessarily, and you're in their home, or at least that's how I did my job working for him, is I was in his home all day long preparing all of his meals. So he was such a genuine person and really just needed help because he was so busy with his job that he didn't have time to cook, and being a type 1 diabetic celiac, it was hard for him to find meals. So he was just genuinely in need of help. So I got incredibly lucky.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. That sounds like an amazing opportunity.
It really was.
So 4 or 5 years ago, you graduated. How long did you work with him?
I worked with him for about 2.5 years. And I still worked with him over the summer. He moved down to the States for his work, but he comes back to Canada through the summers. So I cooked for him over the summer, and then through the year,
Nice. What a great setup. Okay, so basically you've been doing what you're doing with regards to the coaching for a year, 2 years?
Yeah, about a year and a half or so.
Okay. So what has been your biggest struggle as an entrepreneur as you've developed that business and started going out and get clients and all of that?
My biggest struggle has been figuring out social media and using that as a way to market my business. It was never part of my education. I studied cooking and nutrition, so it's nowhere near my wheelhouse. So figuring out how to market to new clients has been the biggest struggle, because I genuinely want to help them, but people, especially when it comes to health and things, they're very standoffish when it comes to people selling things, which I completely understand. 100%. I'm not that type of person who would want to be sold to either, right?
Right. Yes, that's me.
Figuring out that whole situation that's been
I can completely imagine. So how have you figured out? What have you figured out? What's your approach? How do you get clients?
I hired a business coach, so she was amazing at helping me to perfect my my messaging, so the wordings that I use, but also really just giving people value online. So on my Instagram, I'm constantly posting a few little recipes or health tips, different changes that they can make in their life, so that they know that I'm here to really help them. So just giving lots of value, and then doing just mini promo posts here and there, but primarily giving them value so that they really see what they can gain.
Do you have a Facebook group as well?
I do have a Facebook group. Yeah.
Okay. Make sure that you pop that in the comments on where your Instagram, your Facebook group, all of that stuff, so that people can join in if they want. There haven't been a lot of people watching, but they will watch the replay, so they'll definitely get.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so tips.
Tips.
Your tips that you could give us.
Yes, definitely. I love giving tips.
Awesome.
So the first one I want to say is give into your cravings. Listen to what it is and see what's causing it. So just try to make a note of if you can maybe associate it with a particular emotion or if it's literally a hunger craving. But if it is a hunger craving, give into it. It tends to like take your whole focus if you are extremely hungry and you want a particular food. Oftentimes you have a hard time forgetting about it and you lose focus on anything else that you're doing. So you know what? Satisfy it, enjoy it in the moment, but have maybe a smaller portion of it or have something healthy along with it. That can go such a long way towards helping your relationship with food.
Yes, I agree. An example, and tell me if I'm wrong, but a good example of that is, okay, so I have a craving for pizza.
Yeah.
That happens every once in a while. But if I do, I just eat the topping off the pizza. I eat the dough. I don't eat the bread as much as I want to eat the bread because I like bread. But that still gives me the flavor of the pizza, and I feel like I'm eating pizza, and then I accomplish the task of satisfying that craving.
Definitely. Yeah, no, that's a great way to do it. Another thing that you could do is have a salad with your pizza. So you're having less pizza, but adding on extra vegetables. But don't deny the craving outright. It can be really detrimental and it actually encourages huge binges later.
Yeah.
I've been there. I get it.
I know. I'll go. This is so bad, but I am as honest as they come. The other day, I'm like, okay, I haven't had a cheeseburger forever. I would love to have a cheeseburger. And I'm really craving wings.
Ooh.
So I got wings and a cheeseburger. Of course, I didn't eat wings, and I only ate half of the burger, but no bun. And I didn't eat the fries, but I still got it all in, and I still satisfied that craving. But yet, I still was somewhat good. But oh my gosh, I'm like, I want wings and a burger. And my son went and grabbed the food, and he brought it home. He's like, "Is this all for you?" I'm like, yes, it is.
Yes, but I'm going to love every last bite of that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it was literally a whole cheeseburger on a bun, huge side of sweet potato fries, and 10 wings. I'm like, but I'm not going to eat all of it. I just want some of it.
Yeah, but that's okay because I'm assuming that you felt great afterwards. You were totally satisfied.
Absolutely.
And you definitely didn't overeat. You had enough to feel great.
Yes, but from the outside looking in, somebody goes, "Oh my gosh, you have giant to-go containers full of food. What are you doing, you crazy fool?"
That's all right, and that's all part of the journey.
It is. I felt fine about it because, like I said, I only ate half of the cheeseburger. Didn't eat the bun. Didn't eat the fries. I only ate part of the way. I mean, it was Anyway.
Definitely, but you know what? It's all part and parcel to self-improvement, and it's the little things that make a difference. It's actually really neat because when you start adding new foods into your diet, it changes our gut microbiome, which actually influences which foods we crave.
Oh, wow, yeah.
By adding enjoying your cheeseburger, but then later having like a vegetable or adding a vegetable to your cheeseburger, let's say adding the lettuce. If you're consistently adding lettuce to your cheeseburgers, eventually you're going to actually start to crave lettuce thanks to our gut microbiome.
So I should force myself to eat more vegetables.
Just one, like 1 or 2 a day. But that's where I like people to start is just add one. What is one thing that you can add? It's not incredibly overwhelming. You're adding 1 tomato, 1 cucumber, not the whole thing, but just like a little bit of that to whatever you would normally have eaten. And slowly but surely that's going to become a habit. And when it is, then you can add 1 more.
Yes. Nah, I eat salads and stuff, so I'm not as bad as it sounds, but
no, that's great.
anything else you want to talk about? Do you have anything coming up? Do you have any promotions you want to share? This is
Yeah, if that's okay, I definitely have. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I have a newer program that I recently finished called Better Baking Equals Better Health. So it's a self-paced program that takes you all through the ins and outs of healthy baking and desserts. And so for any busy people, I'm sure like a lot of you guys are all super busy entrepreneurs, but the video lessons are 3 to 7 minutes long, so they can fit into almost anywhere in your day. And
nice.
Yeah, it's great to keep these things on as snacks, especially if you are the type of person who craves sweet things and whatnot. A lot of the recipes are freezable, so you can make up a batch, throw it in the freezer, pull it out when you feel the need to indulge. So it's a total of a 6-week program, but because you're doing it at your pace, if you happen to have a couple of weeks that you're super busy, just put it off to the side and come back later.
Nice, yeah. I think that's one of the biggest issues with programs these days is that people feel like they have to do, and if they get too busy, they won't. So then they just don't do it at all. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and you get unlimited group support. So I have a Facebook group dedicated to that program. So if you're in and out, that's totally fine. I'm there for you when you need at any time. But take your time. That's kind of what I was designed for, is for anyone who is super busy but still wants to work on their health so you can start to feel amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you also do one-on-one?
I do. I definitely do one-on-one. So I'm more than happy to help people with like one-on-one, really personalized, specific issues. I do offer that. It does create a little bit more of a time commitment because we do have to meet up for that.
Yes, right.
Yes, but I'm more than happy to help one-on-one coaching as well.
Okay, super. All right. So guys, if you need anything from Emileigh, you're in the group, right?
Yes, yes, I
am. Just comment, tag her, ask her questions, whatever you want or need to do, just go ahead and make sure you post below and tag her, and she'll get back to you. And if you want to work with her, she's going to share her Instagram and her Facebook group and all that information in the comments. Thank you very, very much for joining me today. And
thank you for having me.
It was nice. It sounds like you have a very tolerable approach to eating better, and it sounds wonderful.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure chatting with you today and getting to know you a little bit more. I've really enjoyed the time.
Good. It's been nice to talk to you too. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. I am all about it.
Yes, you too. Enjoy your weekend and have your hubby cook you up something amazing.
I will. He's going to smoke me some salmon today.
Oh, yes.
All right, girl. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.